Morning guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's delve right into the fundamental analysis for the week ending on the 26th of July 2026. Let's just jump right into it. So open this bad boy up. As per usual guys, this is not financial advice, this is merely my take on the markets. Please do your own research, make your own informed decisions. This is for entertainment purposes only. So COT reporting this week, we had a change into the US dollar, into more bullishness. You can see we have an increase in longs, a decrease in shorts, and also an increase of 18.5% in net positions. So actually quite a lot of money being put into the US dollar. Extremely bullish compared to the other two currencies that I'm looking at, which is the yen and the dollar. You can see there's a big change of 22.7% and 24% of volume outside of these two currencies. Also from both ends, an increase in shorts and a decrease in long positions. So based off the COT reporting, I'm actually very bullish on the US dollar compared to the other two currencies, and that is something I'm going to take into consideration when trading this week. In terms of for the indices, you can see there's a bunch of sort of money moving in and out. We are focused on the Dow Jones, which has ticked from 73.1% to 69.8%. So bearishness into the Dow Jones. Something to consider when we look at what markets we're going to trade. So I'm going to be obviously outside of this market. It's still bullish overall. It's above the daily moving average. And this COT reporting as well as the economic news does contradict it. So just FYI, I would not be in Dow Jones this week. For gold, we don't really have too much of a change. 84.8, 84.6% in terms of the long open interest. No change in that. And we don't trade the other markets anymore, so we'll skip that. From data point of view, we have everything remaining the same for the dollar. We have bearish inflation, bearish economic news, and bullish labor market. For Aussie, the same thing as well. We did get new labor market data, which is exactly the same as last week's, in the sense that at least from this table that I'm using, we're still remaining bullish. Employment change was actually, look at that, almost 4 to 5 times the amount of forecasted to current. So very bullish for the Aussie dollar. However, just taking in consideration the economic news is not the greatest, so probably not going to trade this in the long position. Yen, we have still bullish inflation, bullish economic news, and neutral labor market. Still bullish on yen. Once we jump into the markets, you guys will see that yen's actually very bearish from a market sense. In terms of what I track, I don't have an answer for that per se, because at least overall we are bullish on the yen. Just something to consider. So no change except for employment change. You can see that forecasted to actual is a big change. Unemployment still remaining the same at 4.4, which is, there's still some room to move down. So that's that. So in terms of my biases, gold, we have neutral COT reporting. Economic news is neutral. Bearish inflation is good for gold. Bearish US economic data is good for gold as well to the long side. However, bullish labor market is contradictory. So a technical trend right now as well in terms of the daily is still bearish. I'm just going to stay on the sidelines until I find more evidence to trade gold, either long or short. So right now I'm on the sidelines. US 30, we had bearish COT reporting. We had neutral economic news. So bearish inflation is good. So it means more money printing, more spending. However, the main indicator, which is that economic indicator, is bearish, which is not good for US 30. We know we're in a daily bullish trend, so that contradicts. We've got no trading bias. For AU, we have we've got a technical trend bearish. We've got COT, that COT data extremely bearish. We know money's coming into the dollar. We know money's coming out of Aussie. I do really want to trade the dollar to the short side. So that's a trade we can do. UJ and AJ, we've got bullish yen, bearish Aussie dollar. However, in terms of a technical trend, it is bullish. It's very contradictory. I'm staying on the sidelines for that. So let's jump to the charts. Let's do our thing. AJ, as you guys can see, we said we had strength in yen, but we can see that the data itself, the technicals itself is bullish. I'm going to stay on the sidelines for that. Same thing with UJ, still above the MA, still moving up. Let's not trade that. AU is actually a really interesting one. We're bearish to the dollar. We have really nice rejection wicks there. If we go on the H4, we've got some impulses down. If price can actually move down through here and hold, I might actually get in for a nice position here to trade the H4. So that's a potential trade. Just waiting on price to come through and we can get in that trade. US 30, you guys can see, is still net bullish, right? I don't want to trade it to the short side. Yeah, nothing too much to say. It's just net bullish. We don't have the fundamentals to back it up. Gold is still net bearish. Again, we don't have the fundamentals to back it up. It looks like price is kind of consolidating around this area here. So it could definitely spring up and end that little run it had, little bear run it had. So from its all-time highs, 30% down on gold. Yeah, could come down, but again, that's a really nice support zone, but I am not trading it until I have more definitive data on gold. So, wow, that's pumping up real nice though. But yeah, anyways guys, so the only market today that I have to trade, or this week that I have to trade, is AU to the short side. We'll see how that goes and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.